again and welcome back to our Stoma podcast. My name's Sarah, I'm the lead Stoma nurse within Leeds community, and today I'm joined by Jasmine and Martin, two patients, and we're going to talk about their kind of journey and discharge from hospital experience. So if I can start with yourself, Jasmine, so would you just mind explaining like what surgery you had and what type of stoma you've got?
Yeah, so I've got an ileostomy bag. I had it done when I was 15 years old, so about 7 years ago now. I had an ileostomy fitted, and I think the recovery journey it was tricky. It was sort of have the operation. I think I saw the stoma nurse once or twice, and then it was go home into this, to like the normal new kind of.
That must have been really scary.
It was, it definitely was. I don't think I was quite prepared, but I think even if I had loads of preparation, nothing can really prepare you for one. I obviously went back to school with mine because I was in high school at the time as well, which was, it's very different. I didn't kind of want to tell my friends that I had one. I think I told my best friend, but there's not much knowledge out there about it, so they were asking me what is it, and I was kind of like, I don't really know, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
So
that must have been really scary.
It was tricky, definitely.
Yeah. And did you mention what you had your stoma for, or would you mind sharing that?
Yeah, no, that's fine. So I had chronic constipation basically, and I just could not go to the toilet whatsoever.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They give me like the normal route of laxatives, suppositories and everything, and I think it just got so bad it made me quite severely ill. I ended up having a small procedure, and then they kind of said, you know, we can't do any more. We're going to have to go down the ileostomy route.
Yeah.
So, and I think it was mentioned 2 weeks before I actually had the ileostomy as well, so it was quite a big shock, to be honest.
That must have been really scary, yeah. And did you get like much information like before you was prepped for surgery? Or
given like the leaflets about it, and you know, you Google yourself, but nothing other than that. I didn't really know what to expect, to be honest. I just knew what one looked like.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, gosh. Yeah, that must have been like, in a way, like improving your quality of life.
Definitely, definitely it was. I think, obviously, I knew that it helped me get to home quicker as well, and I just wanted to be at home with my family and stuff. And it had obviously stopped me from going into hospital and spending quite a lot of time in there as well. So I'd 100% do agree it did improve the quality of life, and now I'm older and I've got my head around it and stuff, I wouldn't change it. So
yeah. Okay, thank you. And Martin, if we go to you, so we've obviously had an episode where you shared your experience, but you've got a colostomy, is that right?
I have indeed, yeah.
Yeah, and would you mind just briefly explaining just what you had?
Absolutely. I was diagnosed with bowel cancer following a poo test, which showed that there might be something wrong. What I should stress there is I didn't react as quick as I should have. Like quite a few men said, well, I'll be okay, there's nothing wrong with me. And there was. So I was lucky, I got it caught early enough, but just a message to everybody that particularly men, don't linger on it. But anyway, that's another story.
No, absolutely. That's really important, Martin. Definitely, the poo test that the GPs send out, it's really important because cancer detected early is so much more treatable, and better outcomes. Yeah.
So I had to have an operation to have my bum removed and the stoma fitted into the side of my stomach.
Yeah.
I don't think I was quite as lacking in information as you, but when I got home, I did feel a bit isolated.
Yeah, you don't want to tell anyone because you don't know anyone with one.
I felt it was a lot easier for me than it would have been for you, particularly at your age. I don't know how you could. That's very difficult. Credit to you on that. I was just a 65-year-old bloke, 63-year-old bloke, so it's not quite such a big issue. But I found it difficult, so you must have found it particularly difficult.
Definitely so.
But I'm definitely come out the other side. 2 years ago, I went back to the consultants for the camera check.
Colonoscopy?
Yeah. And that was all clear.
That's
so
brilliant.
I don't need to go back for another 5 years. So the end result is brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you for sharing that. And then if we go into like the discharge, so and if we go back to like being in hospital, so having the surgery, how was that, like having the surgery, like afterwards, like the pain? I'll go to you first, Jasmine. And
it was definitely really, really sore. I think that was my first major operation that I'd had, so I'd never experienced something like that. I remember coming home and I was still in quite some discomfort for, I think, up to a couple of weeks actually, so it wasn't too long. But once I got back to like normal life and stuff like that, it obviously lessened and stuff. I think what I wasn't quite prepared for was the leaking. Obviously you've got to kind of change your diet quite a lot, like there's no fizzy drinks, no spicy foods and stuff, and I do love my spicy food as well. I did love it. So I remember trying to eat a curry and just leaking absolutely everywhere.
Oh no.
But as soon as you get to your new normal, your new diet and stuff like that, I think you start to learn what foods are your trigger foods, and you can still have them just a smaller amount or in moderation compared to what you usually had them.
Yeah, and do you agree with that, Martin? Because you've both got different types of stomas, let's just say. So you've got an ileostomy, you've got a colostomy, so they both work in different ways. But you mentioned earlier, didn't you, about the spice?
Yeah, I like fairly spicy food, but I don't eat very much of it now, just in case. I think I tried a couple of things early on and it clearly didn't work for me. So yeah, similar. I mean, recovery-wise, pain-wise, I never really had any pain from the fitting of the stoma. My pain was from the surgical operation on my bum.
Yeah, of course.
But either way, back home, that was very sore.
Yeah.
But I eventually got over it.
Yeah.
So,
and did you find that in hospital, Jasmine? So obviously it must be quite scary if you had all that support in hospital and then you came home and you know, did you have like a community nurse or?
So we were just told to basically ring the hospital, like ring the stoma nurse who was allocated to me if I had any issues, and I did go see them quite early on, just because of the leaking. My skin had quite it's like burnt, like kind of around the site, so I was really red raw for a while. And obviously they don't really tell you about that and stuff. And as well for my family, they were great. They were really supportive, especially my mum in particular. And my little sister. But again, they're learning just as I'm learning, so it's trial and error type of thing I thought it was at first. But again, once I spoke to the stoma nurse, they gave me some like cream, and it cleared up. But other than that, I didn't have a community nurse, and I did find the support quite low. I didn't know anyone with a stoma, so I kind of kept it all in my head and didn't want to speak about it. It got too difficult to talk about at home, or if family come round and say, oh, is she okay and stuff, I kind of internalised it and just blocked the fact I'd even had one out, which was difficult. But I think as I've got older, I've gone to like counselling and stuff like that, which it's definitely helped me understand my experience and made me see it as a positive.
That's brilliant, yeah. And what about yourself, Martin? Like when you came out of hospital?
I'm similar. I had a good family network around me. Small, but really good, and a bunch of very close friends. And they were all very supportive.
That's brilliant.
But I was also very nervous, and I didn't really understand what the stoma thing was. And I think I explained earlier that certainly going back to my sports club, getting changed in public, that was tricky because I thought, well, everybody's going to be looking at me. I look ridiculous. But everybody said, oh, it's great to see you, Matt. Where have you been? And they didn't really notice.
No.
And you get hung up yourself, I think.
It's because you think
me.
it's there, don't you? You know it's there, rather, but I don't like looking at it. I
think it's more when like it balloons and say you've got sports kit on and stuff. You can see it more, and I'm like, oh God, I need to go away from everyone, go to the toilet.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so thank you for sharing. So before we bring this up to a close, what's one piece of information that you'd give to someone who's been discharged that, you know, that might be helpful? What would you say?
Oh, I would say one piece of information is try and be positive, because the long term counts. It works, the long term. Short term's horrible, but long term's good.
Mindset,
Yeah, I think so.
And what
for me.
about yourself, Jasmine?
I think it will get better and it's not the end of your life.
I love that. Yeah.
And also ask for support because there's support out there,
Yeah.
definitely, 100%.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Well, thank you. So that brings us to the end of this episode. Please join us on the next one. If you have any questions or concerns and would like to speak to a stoma nurse, then please do contact our service on 0113 843 3715, or alternatively email lcht.stomaserviceleads@nhs.net.